I want to talk about an interesting thing, and that is what economists call tax incidence or the burden of taxation. And whenever I talk to people about this, they get these wide eyes because this is something that seems to be foreign to most non-economists. And that is this: the government can't control who pays a tax. A good example of this is Social Security tax. And what we're told is that we pay half and the employer pays half. And people look at that and they say, well, that's fair. The employer pays half, the employee pays half. In fact, the correct language is the government collects half of the tax from the employer and collects half of the tax from the employee. The government actually can't control who ultimately pays it. And how do you know this? Well, you know this because, for example, if a business is willing to pay somebody $50,000 to have a job done, that's what the job is worth to the business. And the government comes along and says, okay, you, Mr. Business, you've got to pay $5,000 to the government for every employee you hire. Well, what's a business going to do? It's going to say, well, okay, well, now the job is only worth $45,000 because I've got to pay $5,000 to the government. So the employer says to the worker, okay, I'll pay you $45,000 to do this job, and I've got to pay $5,000 to the government. And everybody says, well, this is good. The business is paying the government. No, it's the worker who's paying the government. He's being paid $5,000 less than he would have paid if the tax wasn't there.
And you've given the perfect argument why every business should pay 0% in corporate tax.
Yeah, exactly, because ultimately the people pay the tax. You either pay it in the form of lesser wages, or if you're a customer, you pay it in the form of higher prices, or if you're a stockholder, you pay it in the form of lesser returns, but the people pay the taxes. So when a politician says he's going to tax corporations, what he really means is he's going to tax the people and hide it so the people aren't aware of what he's actually doing.